So I am a new channel and I love makeup, so here I am making a video. The first video is going to be about cleaning your brushes / a review for the e.l.f. brush cleaner, which I have here. e.l.f., e.l.f., I don't know what they call it. Anyway, we're going to test it out today. So, I have 3 brushes here that are of a different nature. So we have this one. This is my eyeliner brush. I usually just clean it with a makeup wipe because I don't always have cleaning solution. You can also use soap and water, but since I use it for the same thing every time, usually just makeup wipes will remove it as well. This is a Essential Beauty brush. I got it somewhere cheap. I don't know, it's just like a generic makeup brush. So this one is kind of clean, but it still has a little bit of residue. I don't know if you can see that on my finger there. So we're going to try the cleaner on this one too. This is my old eyeliner brush, which is filthy, as you can see. I haven't used it in a long time because of that reason. So I'm trying to see if this cleaner will work on this brush as well. And these are Real Techniques brushes. I got them at Ulta. They're pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna try that one, and then I have a foundation brush, which is also just a generic, foundation brush. So we're gonna see how this cleaner works. So what you want to do is you need a cloth to wipe your brushes with. This is a cloth that is a little worn. It's clean, but it's a little worn because even though makeup comes out of most things, sometimes it won't. So it's always safe to use one that you know you're not going to care if it gets stained with anything. So I'm using this one. So all we really do, you're going to take your solution, which again, this one is the e.l.f. Daily Brush Cleaner. Pop the cap off. We will start with the brush I use the most, which is this eyeliner brush. And you just take it and you spray over the bristles a few times. Let all the fumes disintegrate, so to speak. And then you take it and you rub it on your cloth. So here is what showed up on the cloth. I don't even know if you can see it because there wasn't a lot of makeup on there already. And then that is what the brush looks like. Looks pretty clean, except on the side right here. But the brush itself looks pretty clean. And then you're just supposed to let it air dry. So while this is drying, we'll work on the next brush. So here is my foundation brush. You can see that it's got some glitter and some foundation and other things in there. So we're gonna give that a shot with this e.l.f. cleaner. So just spray it. And then I'm taking this and wiping it along the cloth I'm using. And sometimes it won't go through all the way, so it looks like, especially with a big puffy brush like this, so I'm going to spray it a few more times. And then, just to show you, this is what's already come off. I'm just taking my brush and just going back and forth like this across the cloth to kind of get that makeup off of there. And yeah, as you can see, it got off a lot of stuff actually. And this was just a cheap, I think like $5 or $6 at the CVS I got this for, so it's working pretty good so far. And if you look here, you can kind of see a little bit of the glitter is left over still, but just very minusculely, so it's a little harder to get it out of brushes like these, but it looks cleaner than it did before, so that's good. So far we have these 2 brushes clean, and I'm sure once they dry they'll look a little better. Next is this brush. This brush I have used a lot. I think I've had it about at least a year or more. It's kind of thick, but it has a thin tip, so it's good for dramatic eyeliner. As you can tell, I use this for the same thing every time, and it gets gooked up real easy because I use gel liner for pretty much everything. So we're going to try it on this and see what happens. It might take a few tries, so let's go. Okay, so as you can see already, it's already started to break up some of that gunk on the top. And that's just from me rubbing it like this into the cloth that I'm using. And the cloth that I'm using is textured, so that's probably helping as well. I'm going to give it one more go and see what happens. It's a little misty in here. Okay. Okay, so I took one more pass over it, and I'm pretty impressed. There are a few things I think that could be better about it, but considering how heavily caked on this brush was, it's a lot cleaner than it was a second ago. Of course, it even got some of the gunk off of here, so you know, for a cheap spray, that's not bad. So here's the true test. I'm going to take it and run it along the top of my hand there. So this is the Real Techniques brush, which you can see, this is everything that it got off of that brush. So you can see it works pretty well. And this is a good reason for you to clean your brushes, because otherwise they will end up looking like this. But it works pretty well. It got even a lot of that caked on stuff off of there. So we've tested this one, and I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, but it got most of the gunk out. Then for my favorite eyeliner brush, okay, and then the foundation brush. So as you can see, it's not completely gone. I'm sure if I let them dry a little longer, that this one wouldn't show as much residue as it is now, but yeah, I'd say that even this one is pretty good for a brush that was as caked as it was. So I do recommend the e.l.f. cleaner if you're looking for something that's cheap but works for what you need it for. Oh, an overall review of this product, the e.l.f. or e.l.f. Daily Brush Cleaner. I like it because it's cheap. I think it was like $5 or $6 at CVS, so, and if you have a family member that shops at CVS frequently, you can get, you know, extra bucks or whatever they call it and get it cheaper than that. So you do have to spray a bit more than I would like. I would hope just one or two good sprays would kind of soak it in, but maybe if you leave it on there a little longer, it'll work better, but I look for, you know, kind of instant working kind of things. So the one thing is it has a very strong fragrance to it when you're spraying it, so obviously don't spray it near your face or on your face. So overall I'd say a 7 out of 10. It does what I want it to do. It cleans pretty well. You don't have to use a whole lot of it. I do want to take off some points though because of the very strong fragrance, and so for people who are sensitive to fragrances, might not be the cleaner for you. But it is cheap and easy to get, and it does what it needs to do. So yeah, 7 out of 10. You might be asking, why do I want to clean my brushes? It's important to clean your brushes because if you let them sit over time in the same makeup, they can get cakey and, you know, sticky, and then you're applying that to your face, and you really want to take care of your face. You want to take care of your skin, so that's why it's important to clean your brushes. Another reason, when you're, let's say you're using different eyeshadow palettes, you know, and different colors, like for me, I like to do a lot of bright looks and things like that, as you guys will see if you keep watching my videos. You're going to start mixing reds with greens and blues with yellows, and it's just going to mess up everything. It's going to muddy your makeup. So you don't want that, obviously. So that's another good reason to clean your brushes. Thirdly, if you do makeup on people other than yourself, if you get sick or something, or you're very sensitive, you have very sensitive eyes, very sensitive skin, it's important to clean your brushes before you use them on other people, or even if you just use them on yourself, because there's all sorts of things that can be carried in the fibers on the brush, and you really want to make sure those are clean first. You don't have to use a spray, as far as I know. For a long time I just used soap and water, soaked them for a little while, let them dry, Obviously, you really want to let them dry really well and rinse them really well before you put them near your eye or your face, because you don't want to irritate the skin. When's a time where you wouldn't necessarily need to clean your brush every time? I would say, like this foundation brush, for instance, if you use the same foundation on your face and it's just like a powder foundation, you wouldn't think that you would have to clean it every single time you use it. I don't, and you know, to each their own, but since it's my face, it's my foundation, I know where it's been, it's a powder, you know, I can just go over it. I use the same one every time. It never goes into anything else unless I buy a new one in which I clean the brush. Now, as far as eyeliner brushes go, I would clean those every single time you use them, because if not, they end up being like this brush, which you guys saw at the beginning was really cakey and gooped up, especially if you use like a gel liner, which a lot of people do, and I do, especially because it's easy to apply. It stays on pretty much all day. Can't really go wrong with gel liner. But yeah, if you use it on a brush like this, I recommend cleaning it every single time you use it. It's just going to be more convenient for you in the long run and more convenient for your skin. So at the end of every one of my videos, I'm going to make it a priority to exit with a positive message for you guys that are watching my videos, that hopefully you can spread to your family and friends as well. So the message for today, just as my first official video, is just to always be confident in what you love. And that may sound a little strange to some people, but for instance, I love makeup, so I decided to make a channel about it. I wear it every day unless I'm at work. If my job would allow me to wear it, I would wear it every day. It just makes me happy, it makes me feel good, I feel like I look good, it makes me confident, and I love it. And no matter what anybody says to me, I always make sure that I'm doing what makes me happy, because you can only control your own happiness. And I know that sounds like a fortune cookie, but sometimes fortune cookies get it right. So if it's something you love, do it. If it makes you happy, do it. Don't second guess it. Don't let conditioning and society tell you that you're wrong. You know, if it makes you feel love and feel loved, if it makes you feel happy, if you're passionate about it, you should do it. You like it, do it. You love it, live it. And through that, we can be happy and successful all on our own without having to succumb to, you know, being a consumer type victim. That's my positive message of the day. So, alright guys, this is Beard&Blush. I hope you enjoyed my review slash tutorial. I guess it's kind of a tutorial on how to clean your brushes. It's really simple, not anything too crazy, but I hope you enjoyed it, and if you liked it, please leave a thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button for more videos. I will be posting them weekly. I do tutorials, reviews, and I'm gonna do like some makeup challenges and stuff like that too. That is it. I hope you guys have an awesome love-filled day.